What is up everyone, I'm James and today we're jumping into Helldivers 2. So your buddy bought the game and is being a real pain in the ass, but is it right for you? Or maybe you're getting fed Helldiver 2 videos from YouTube and you're feeling like, maybe I can get into that? Well, I'm going to highlight the good, the bad, and what no one is talking about, so stay tuned. Before I get started, if you can subscribe, like, and share, it would go a long ways for me as a brand new content creator. Friendly comments are welcome too. Alright, Helldivers 2. So depending on the type of games you prefer, you're wondering if it's right for you. All your friends are into action shooter games or losing their minds over this game, but you're still on the fence. If you're fortunate enough to own a system that plays games in 4K or 2K, you'll surely enjoy the graphics. The devs have done an amazing job with all the details, and everything you look at is top notch. The planets you visit, along with environmental effects you experience while exploring, are just incredible. If you're into eye-candy gameplay, then this is a must to try. The game does a good job at holding your hand at the start to slowly introduce you to the various features of the game, but at the same time leave you wondering how to complete some missions. At the start you may find yourself wandering aimlessly around the map, or trapped by endless waves of bugs or robots. I suggest following around a higher level player until you get into the swing of things and learn the maps. And yes, it's the same maps over and over, but I'm sure they'll add more as time goes on. It's worth noting that friendly fire is on, so being aware what your teammates are doing is important, as you may find yourself walking right into a friendly airstrike. You will come across players that would rather prevent the team from winning, but at this time it's not really a big issue. The dialogue is by far the most entertaining I have seen in a long time, and you'll surely see the resemblance to the movie Starship Troopers. You'll find yourself repeating the game's catchphrases all the time, and the non-gamers of your family will think you have gone mad. The brutal reality is, the game demonstrates just how easy it is to brainwash a nation through propaganda. The ragdoll mechanics of the game can be hilarious on its own, or frustrating if you're trying to flee for your life. You'll find yourself getting tossed around by nearby explosions or getting kicked around by some bugs. Regardless, it makes for some entertaining gameplay. Being able to maim the incoming bugs or robots and see them crawling forward on whatever limbs they have left is another level to the immersion experience. They are determined to kill you at all costs. Unlike most games, its release was rather smooth if you overlook what Sony attempted to do. There are no game-breaking bugs, but they still have some minor issues to work out. An example is the support weapon called the Spear, being one of the strongest weapons to use against heavily armored foes but requires a lot of fire. It sounds fine until you find yourself staring at your target, watching it try to lock on but failing as it tramples your team. You will also find yourself dying to random things from time to time when there's actually nothing near you. The gameplay itself is great and comparable to the likes of Call of Duty or Battlefield minus the PvP aspect, but with superior graphics. That being said, if you don't find yourself playing those games or other comparables, the long-term gameplay will still have the same outcome, unfortunately. However, having this game in your library will make for some great times with your friends when you all get together. You'll find yourself repeating missions over and over to farm currencies that unlock more gear, special attacks, and upgrades to your ship. But this is where it lacks, just like the games I compared it to. The long-term replayability is not there. The lack of storyline takes away from the long-term progression and replayability of the game. Not to say they won't be adding other game modes in the future, but for now you only have the single mode, you versus the bugs or the robots. As I passed level 25, I was asking myself, what haven't I tried yet? What mission or difficulty is left? All I can do is continue to level my rank, farm samples to improve my ship, which are marginal improvements, and collect other currencies for new gear, which is mostly a skin with minimal effects. Overall, the game is spectacular and I would recommend it if you have a system capable of playing it in 4K or 2K. The experience of the game was incredible. I just wish it had more modes or something else to keep me wanting to play. Now for what no one is talking about. Before Helldivers 2, have you even heard of the original Helldivers? The original is actually a top-down shooter unlike Helldivers 2. It is more comparable to an RTS than an action shooter that uses third-person view. This got me thinking, if they can take a classic RTS game like StarCraft or Diablo and give it a similar remodeling, I think you could have something for the record books. The Helldivers franchise took a top-down shooter with 22,000 reviews on Steam and copied the exact game, but this time as a third-person shooter with insane visuals and dialogue. It exploded to over 630,000 reviews to date. Now apply that concept to games that already have a huge following. The Diablo franchise could greatly benefit from a remodeling like Helldivers 2, as the best thing they have going for them are the cinematics during the game. Now if Diablo was a third person combined with a storyline and the loot gathering system, you have some good crack for tons of gamers. This should be a no-brainer for Blizzard, but people be crazy these days. So just to recap, if you got the cash, Helldivers 2 is a good buy and is worth the good times, but just not marriage material for me. Thanks for watching and be sure to subscribe for future highlights and gameplay.